Hello viewers, welcome to my channel. This is Rekha Venkateshwarlu, Assistant Professor of Physics, Government Degree College for Women, Nalgonda. In the present class now I am going to discuss the topic electromagnetics. This is continuation to the last 7 lectures. This is BSc Physics 5th semester Electromagnetic Theory Unit 2 syllabus. The content of the present lecture are introduction, Ampere's circuital law and its derivation. After that, we will have the discussion Ampere's law applications, such as the first one, magnetic induction field due to the straight current, magnetic induction field due to the toroid current, magnetic induction field due to solenoid current. Lastly, we will see the summary of the lecture. So coming to the introduction, as we discussed in the previous class that we know according to Oersted experiment, the magnetic field will be established around the current carrying conductor, right? This was first invented by the Oersted experimentally. To determine the magnetic line's force direction, we use the different laws. One is Ampere's swimming rule, Ampere right hand thumb rule, Ampere right hand thumb rule, and Maxwell-Cortez rule. But to determine the magnitude of magnetic induction field strength due to the current carrying conductor, we use Biot-Savart's law and Ampere circuit law. So to determine the magnetic induction field strength quantitatively, we use two laws, Biot-Savart law, the second one Ampere circuital law. Okay. So what is the Biot-Savart's law? Yes, you observe this one. This is the current carrying conductor, right? A infinite length of current carrying conductor. Then suppose that it is divided to small infinite small elements. Well, you consider a small element length dl. Its direction dl bar is as shown in the tangent line direction. Due to the due to this small element, magnetic induction field strength at the point P, which is at the distance R, is dB bar. So this dB bar is given as mu naught by 4 pi I dl bar cross R cap by R square. Okay. So the magnetic induction field due to the whole conductor is given by integrating this dB bar. So that is B bar equal integral of dB bar. Okay. Now coming to the second one, Ampere circuital law. So the statement is the line integral of magnetic induction, over a closed loop is equal to mu naught times to the net current flowing through that closed loop, right? For example, you consider this is the current carrying conductor in which the current I is passing. The current I is passing through this conductor. Okay. Now, just imagine that around this conductor, you imagine a closed curve, closed circuit or closed curve. Then the line integral of magnetic induction field strength over this closed loop, that is along the boundary of that closed path, equal to mu naught times to the net current enclosed by that closed loop. Okay, so this is a current carrying conductor which is carrying the current I either in upward direction or downward direction, whatever it is. Just imagine a closed circuit or closed path around this conductor. Then the line integral of magnetic induction field strength along that closed curve, along that closed path is equal mu naught times to the net current enclosed by that closed path, that is the current carrying through this conductor. So mathematically we express it as closed integral b bar dot dl bar equal mu naught into I, where I is the current enclosed by the whatever we consider that closed path. So in other words, you can say that the work done in moving a unit north pole around the closed path is equal to mu naught times to the current flowing in the closed loop. Okay, closed integral b bar dot dl bar represents that represents the work done in moving the unit north pole around the closed loop. Therefore, so you can define the Ampere circuit law in this way also. The work done in moving a unit north pole around the closed loop equal to mu naught times to the current enclosed by that closed loop. So how we are writing mathematically? Closed integral b bar dot dl bar equals to mu naught times to I. Okay. Now, so this is also known as integral form of Ampere's law, right? Integral form of Ampere's law or Ampere circuit law, right? So for that, you consider the diagram as shown in the figure. So this is the current carrying conductor in which current is flowing in the upward direction. Now I am considering a closed circular path around this conductor. So now it is divided into small length elements dl. So small length element dl bar direction is along the tangent line direction. So dl bar direction is like this. And also we know that what is the direction of magnetic lines of force around the current carrying conductor. For that we use the Ampere right hand thumb rule. Since in the figure the current is flowing in the upward direction, you hold this conductor with right hand. Here the thumb is pointing the direction of current. Now the direction of folded fingers, represents the magnetic lines of force direction. So that means what? Here magnetic lines of force are in anti-clockwise direction. Therefore, on the circular path, if you imagine a concentric circles around this conductor, at any point the direction of magnetic induction field strength is along the tangent line direction. Okay. So therefore, the direction of B bar is along the tangent line direction. In our figure, DL bar direction also along the tangent line direction. Here, B bar is parallel to DL bar, or B bar and DL bar in the same direction. So angle between B bar and DL bar is 0. Okay. So what I am saying is, we consider a circular closed path around the current carrying conductor, which is carrying the current I in the upward direction. The radius of this circular path is capital R. Now the small element DL bar, it is along the direction of B bar, right? Along the direction of B bar. Now, according to Biot-Savart's law, we proved that the intensity of magnetic field induction at a point P at the normal distance R is given by B equal mu naught I by 2 pi R. So we discussed in the Biot-Savart's law application. So this is the current carrying conductor. By using the Biot-Savart's law, from this conductor at the perpendicular distance R, perpendicular distance capital R, the magnetic field strength B equal mu naught I by 2 pi R. Okay. So therefore, when you consider the closed loop around this conductor, right, at the distance R, that is at the point P, magnetic induction field strength magnitude B equal mu naught I by 2 pi R. Since we have the magnetic lines of force in the anti-clockwise direction, here the direction of B bar is like this. The direction of B bar is in this direction. DL bar direction also along the tangent line direction. So here B magnitude mu naught I by 2 pi R. B bar, DL bar are in this direction. Okay. So here we can write B bar dot DL bar is equal B DL cos 0 using dot product. A bar dot B bar equal AB cos theta. So then B bar dot DL bar equal B DL cos theta. Since theta equal to 0 here, we have written B DL cos 0, that equal B into DL. B into DL. Okay. Now, so from that, closed integral B bar dot DL bar is equal closed integral B DL, that equal Mu naught I by 4 pi are written outside of the integral, closed integral dl. But closed integral dl represents what? So that is the sum of all infinite small length elements. That gives the circumference of that circular path. Okay. So then this is equal mu naught I by 2 pi r into closed integral dl. We have substituted 2 pi r. Then 2 pi r gets cancelled, equal to mu naught into I. So therefore, the statement is proved. The closed integral b bar dot dl bar is equal mu naught into I. So this is the proof of Ampere's circuital law. So one more thing here, we will explain here, that is, wait. Ampere's circuital law we stated as closed integral b bar dot dl bar equal mu naught I. Okay. So here you see this figure. What is this? So here I1, I2, I3, I4, I6. These currents are enclosed by the closed path, and I5, I7 currents are in the outside of the closed loop. Okay. Here I1, I3, I4. I1, I3, I4 and I5 denoted as cross symbol. I2, I6, I7 denoted by the dot symbol. Dot symbol represents that perpendicular to the plane of the paper outward direction. So I2, I6, I7, they are perpendicular to the plane outward direction. These are the outward currents. They are taken as positive. I1, I3, I4, I5, they are denoted by the cross symbol. That represents that the currents are perpendicular to the plane of the paper inward direction. So inward currents taken as negative, outward currents taken as positive. This is the sign convention we follow. Okay. So then the net current enclosed by this closed path, how much? Since I1, I3, I4, I1, I3, I4. So I1, I3, I4 are taken as positive. Then I2, I5, I7 taken as negative. So, okay. So then closed integral b bar dot dl bar equal mu naught into I1 minus I2 plus I3 plus I4 minus I6. Here I5, I7 are outside of the closed loop. So they do not contribute to magnetic induction field. Hence, the contribution due to I5, I7 is 0. Hence, the net current enclosed by the closed loop is given by I1 minus I2 plus I3 plus I4 minus I6. Okay. So let me repeat here. Here the currents I1, I3, I4, they are the outward currents perpendicular to the plane of the paper. They are taken as positive. I2, I6, I7 are perpendicular to the plane of paper inward direction. Okay. Outward currents taken as positive, inward currents taken as negative. Hence, the net current enclosed by the loop is given by I1 minus I2 plus I3 plus I4 minus I6. So our statement is what? The line integral of magnetic induction field strength along this closed path is equal to mu naught times to the net current enclosed by this closed path. Okay. So you remember this sign convention when you are calculating the magnetic induction field strength. Okay. Due to the many currents. Right. So this is we covered. So therefore, what we got? Closed integral b bar dot dl bar equals to mu naught into I. So this statement is known as Ampere's law or Ampere's circuital law. This formula is applicable for steady currents. It is also applicable for any shape of the closed loop. Okay. So you should remember this point here. Right. So let us see the applications of Ampere's law. The first one, magnetic induction field strength due to the straight current. That is simply whatever we discussed in the previous one. I have taken the same case. Here, this is the current is flowing through this straight conductor in the upward direction. Now, to find the magnetic induction field strength at the distance r, perpendicular distance r, right? R, you draw a circular loop with radius capital R and O as the center. Okay. Then, so if dW is the work done in moving a unit north pole through displacement dl on the circular loop, then we write according to work done W equal to F bar dot ds bar displacement. For the small displacement dl bar, the work done dW equal F bar dot dl bar. But we have F bar equal to M into B bar dot dl bar. Since here the unit north pole is moving along the closed path, the pole strength M is equals to how much? Pole strength M equal to 1 into B bar dot dl bar equal to B bar dot dl bar. But B bar direction, dl bar direction same. B bar, dl bar direction along the tangent line direction, right? So then we can write closed integral B bar dot dl bar is equals to integral of B dl. Since B is constant at every point, because every point, okay, right? At every point, the distance is same. Of course, the direction of magnetic field strength is changing point to point on the circular path, but the magnitude is constant, B equal to mu naught I by 2 pi r. So that is we have to prove now. Right here, since every point is at constant distance from the conductor, here B magnitude is constant. So written outside, B into closed integral dl equal to B, but closed integral dl equal to circumference of that circular path, B into 2 pi r. Say equation 1. Okay. But according to Ampere's law statement, the work done in moving the unit north pole around a closed loop is equals to what? Mu naught into I. This is equation 2. Right. From equation 1 and 2, by equating these two, we get closed integral B bar dot dl bar equal to mu naught into I. Right. So left side B into 2 pi r substituted equal to mu naught into I. Therefore, B is equal mu naught I by 2 pi r. This equation represents that magnetic induction field strength due to the straight current, magnetic induction field strength at the perpendicular distance r from the straight current carrying conductor B equal mu naught I by 2 pi r. So in this way, we can find out the magnetic induction due to the straight current. Okay. Now, what is the next second application? Magnetic induction field due to a toroid. Toroid is nothing but it is a long solenoid bent around in the form of a closed ring. Okay, you consider a long solenoid, the spiral spring-shaped solenoid, right? If it is bent as a circular ring, if it is bent as a closed ring, that is equivalent to the toroid. So a solenoid bent into a circular form and whose ends are put together is called as endless solenoid or toroid. Okay, a solenoid bent into a circular form and whose ends are put together is called as endless solenoid or toroid. So this toroid behaves like an infinitely long solenoid as regards magnetic field for a point within the solenoid. Okay, so what is that we will discuss here. You see here the figure. So this is the toroid. The toroid, which is tightly wound and has uniform spacing between its turns, is known as ideal toroid, right? So this is the toroid, okay, of radius say capital R. Here you consider 2 points P inside the toroid. Point P is inside the space of the toroid. Q is the external point outside of the toroid. And also you consider one more point inside of the toroid. So here P is like this. The toroid is in the circular form. So in the empty space, in that interior empty space, P is the point, Q is outside of the toroid. So inside the toroid, we are considering the some more point, that is S. There we have to find the magnetic induction field strength using the Ampere circuital law. Here I want to explain is, okay, you observe this figure, the dotted lines represents the magnetic lines of force. Say for example, this is the toroid, okay. The wounds, the turns are in this direction. The current is flowing through the turns in the toroid in this direction, right? In the direction of current flowing in the turns direction, you hold that conductor by using the right hand thumb. Then the direction of thumb represents the magnetic induction field strength. So if the current is flowing in this direction, like this, in this direction, then magnetic lines of force will be along the tangent line direction drawn at that point on the circular path. Therefore, they will be anti-clockwise direction. If the turns are like this, right? So if the turns are in this way and the current is flowing in this direction, now the direction will be along the tangent line direction at any point and the circular path will be like this. So then you will get the locus in the clockwise direction, circular path. So concentric circles. The concentric circles will be the magnetic lines of force which are forming inside the toroid. So that is this dotted lines. This dashed line represents magnetic lines of force direction that may be in this direction or in this direction. That depends on the direction of current in the turns. Okay. Now, so this is again I am showing another figure. Here the current is flowing, right? The current is flowing in this direction. Then magnetic field direction, how? In the anti-clockwise direction. Because you apply the Ampere's right hand thumb rule, then you will get the, by applying the Ampere's right hand thumb rule, you will get the direction of B bar, right? Then by joining all the points, all these points, you will get the concentric circle. So this dotted line represents the magnetic force of line. Therefore, at any point, what is the direction? Along the tangent line direction. So B bar direction. Okay. At any point, B bar direction is along the tangent line direction on the circular path, right? So now, here you consider 3 points. The point P, which is in the empty space inside the toroid. The Q is outside of the toroid. The point S is exactly inside of this toroid. Okay. So here I have drawn 3 circular paths. So this is the circular path which is passing through the point P, right? This is the circular path which is passing through the point S, and outside circle is that is passing through the point Q, right? So for the first point P here, what you can observe? Yes, here the current enclosed by this path is 0 because there is no turns. So contribution is 0. Contribution of turns for magnetic induction field strength is 0. Therefore, so in the empty space of the toroid, inside interior empty space of the toroid, at every point magnetic field is 0. Similarly, for outside external point, so here magnetic induction field strength here due to each turn, magnetic induction field at this point and at this point, they will be in opposite direction. So they gets cancelled. Therefore, magnetic induction field strength outside point is also 0. Okay. Hence, only magnetic field strength exists inside of the toroid only. That is at any point in the dotted line. So whatever I have shown here. So for to calculate the magnetic field strength at the point S, just imagine a circular path or closed loop which is passing through this point S, right? Now, So again, I am explaining here. I not be the current in the wire. Then the direction of magnetic field at any point is tangent to a circle passing through the point and concentric with the toroid. The magnitude of B on any point of a circle will be constant because all the points are at equal distance. Now consider a point P within the space enclosed by the winding of the toroid. Okay. Now by draw the circle of radius small r through the point P as explained in the previous figure. By applying the Ampere's law to that circle, we can write closed integral B bar dot dl bar equal mu naught I. Say equation 1. Here I is the amount of current enclosed by that circle, not the current I naught through the toroid. Okay, you remember this one. Now, but closed integral B bar dot dl bar equal, since B bar dl bar are in the same direction, because on the magnetic line of force or on the circular path, at every point B bar direction along the tangent line direction. So dl bar direction infinite small element direction also tangent line direction. Okay. So here angle between B bar dl bar is 0. Hence B bar dot dl bar equal B dl cos 0. So that we have written B into dl equal to B into, but integral of dl equal to 2 pi r, equation 2. But here I is equal to what? N into I naught. But current I is equal to total number of turns into I naught is current flowing through the toroid, right? Then B into 2 pi r equal, substituting in Ampere's law statement, mu naught I is equal to N I naught, I equal to N I naught. Then B is equal mu naught by 2 pi, N I naught by R. Okay. So that equation, from that equation, yes, the field varies with R. L be the mean circumference of the toroid. Then L is equals to what? 2 pi into R. Okay. The length of the toroid, L is equals to, then L is equals to 2 pi R. Okay. Then substituting that, so what is that? Since L is equal to 2 pi R, okay, the length of the conductor L equal to 2 pi R. Then B is equal mu naught N I naught by L. So represents magnetic induction field strength inside point of the toroid. Okay. So here what we have, B equal to mu naught by 2 pi N I naught by R. N I naught by R. Okay. So from this here 2 pi r equal to, we substituted L, then we get B equal mu naught Ni naught by L, right? Now, the third application is magnetic induction field due to the solenoid current, right? So before that, let us recap about the solenoid. Here I have given the diagrams of solenoid. First you observe the first diagram here. So this represents here, this represents the orientation of the turns of the solenoid. You observe one turn here. Here it is what here the turn is entering. The turn is perpendicular to the plane of paper in both direction. Okay. Then the magnetic lines of force will be in this direction. At this point, now the turn will come outside, perpendicular to the plane of the paper. Therefore, then the current direction will be, the magnetic lines of force direction will be in this direction. Hence, magnetic induction due to these two terms will cancel each other, right? Due to this reason, magnetic induction field strength for a long solenoid for outside is equals to 0. And also you observe the magnetic lines of force here. This is for a finite solenoid. The magnetic lines of force are crowded at the midpoint and they are distant as they move outside. And also the magnetic lines of force are almost parallel at this region. Therefore, here uniform magnetic field, it represents the uniform magnetic field. If you observe the midpoint outside of the solenoid Q, there the lines of force are very thin. So that represents what? Magnetic field strength is very weak, but here magnetic field strength is uniform and strong. The lines of force are parallel. Here the magnetic lines of force, it is parallel to the axis here also, but magnetic field strength is very weak. Okay. Now for our consideration, you consider this figure. This is a long solenoid, right? We have considered the cross section. To find the magnetic induction field on the surface of the solenoid, just imagine a rectangular shape closed curve, that is ABCD. AB path 1, BC path 2, CD path 3, DA path 4. So this is a rectangle shape, a closed path, right? Here magnetic lines of force, since it is a long solenoid, magnetic lines of force represented as parallel and straight lines, right? So now we have to calculate the magnetic induction due to the solenoid current, right? As I explained here, so we consider a long solenoid in which current I is passing. So to calculate the magnetic field, we consider this rectangle shaped closed curve, right? Now the magnetic induction field strength along magnetic induction field strength, according to Ampere's circuit law, we have written closed integral ABCD B bar dot DL bar equal to mu naught times to the current enclosed by that closed loop. This is the equation 1. But here closed integral ABCD is equal to what? Integral over A to B plus closed integral B to C plus closed integral C to D plus closed integral D to A. Right. So that is I have written here closed integral ABCD B bar dot DL bar equal closed integral A to B B bar dot DL bar plus closed integral B to C B bar dot DL bar plus integral C to D B bar dot DL plus integral D to E B bar dot DL. Along the closed loop, closed integral ABCD B bar dot DL bar equal integral A to B B bar dot DL plus integral B to C B bar dot DL bar plus integral C to D B bar dot DL bar plus integral D to E B bar dot DL bar. So we have to read here only closed integral, not here. You correction that one. Now B bar dot DL bar equal, we have the formula B DL cos theta, where what is theta? Theta is the angle between B bar and sides BC or DA. For the sides BC, DA, theta equal to 90 degrees. For the sides BC and DA, here what is the direction? B bar direction is like this. B bar direction along the axis, but the element DL bar direction is in this direction. Okay. So for the parts BC and DA, B bar DL bar perpendicular. So therefore, B bar dot DL bar equal to 0 for this path and also for this path. For the path CD, since it is outside of the solenoid, it is not contributing to the magnetic field. Okay. But only the path AB contributes magnetic induction field strength for our calculation, right? So that is we are writing here. For the path BC and DA, theta equal to 90 degrees. Hence, the field is 0, right? So that is written here. Integral B to C, B bar dot DL bar equal to integral B to C, B DL cos 90 equal to 0. Alage, integral D to A, B bar dot DL bar equal integral D to A, B DL cos 90 equal to 0, right? Now, since the path DC is outside of the solenoid, the contribution for magnetic field is 0. So then B equal to 0. Therefore, integral C to D, B bar dot DL bar equal to 0. Since there B equals to 0. Right. Therefore, closed integral B bar dot DL bar over ABCD equal simply integral A to B, B bar dot DL bar. So remaining B to C, C to D, D to A contribution 0. That equal to B integral of DL equal to integral of DL equal to L. Integral of dl equals to L. That is the length what we consider for the finite solenoid L, right? So that is written here. B bar dot dl bar equal, since BDL cos 0 equal to BDL and integral dl equal to L. These are substituted in this above expression. Since AB is parallel to the direction of B, theta equal to 0, cos theta equal to 1, integral dl equal to 1, then closed integral b bar dot dl bar equal BL, that equal BL. But according to Ampere statement, Ampere circuital law, closed integral b bar dot dl bar should be equal to mu naught I. So therefore, in the above expression, we got closed integral b bar dot dl bar equal to BL. So that is equating to the mu naught I. Now, BL equal to mu naught into I. But here I naught is the current through each of the turns, n is the number of turns per unit length small n. Then the current in the wire of length L is given by I equal I naught into, here for length L, the total number of turns small n into L. Then substituting this value in the above expression here, BL is equal mu naught, I is equal, we substituted I naught NL. So both sides L cancel, then B equal mu naught I naught into N. This expression represents magnetic induction field strength, inside of the solenoid. You remember that solenoid inside the solenoid, for a long solenoid, inside the solenoid, magnetic lines of force are parallel and straight lines. The magnetic field nature is uniform magnetic field. Magnetic induction field strength B equal mu naught I naught into N, where N is number of turns per unit length. So to produce the uniform magnetic field, we use the current carrying long solenoid. Okay. So the summary of the present lecture are, so first we discussed about Ampere circuital law. So its statement is the line integral of magnetic induction field strength over a closed path around the current carrying conductor equal to mu naught times to the current enclosed by the closed path or closed loop. So after that, we have seen the applications of Ampere's law, the first straight current and the toroid current, the third one solenoid current. Magnetic induction due to the long straight conductor is at the perpendicular distance r from it is given by B equal mu naught I by 2 pi r, right? So this is magnetic induction field inside of the toroid at any point, that is B equal mu naught n I naught by L. After that, we covered the discussion field due to the current carrying solenoid. So then inside at any point magnetic induction field strength B equal mu naught I naught into N. Okay, thank you.